Tattoo line work separates amateurs from professionals. If your lines aren't clean, nothing else really matters. The same would apply to every single other fundamental that we have within tattooing. Today I'm showing you the exact drills I built into my tattooing workbooks here to help artists clean up their strokes fast. In this video, I'm going to share with you how I anchor my hand for optimal stability. I want to share with you progressive drills that you can practice straight into these workbooks here. And I want to give you my #1 habit that used to kill my lines completely when I first started. Whether you're using a pen, pencil, ballpoint cartridge, tattoo needle, you're going to want to check this out. To start off, I'm using a tattoo machine from Ink Claw. This is going to be the Ink Claw Challenger with an assortment of ballpoint cartridges. The reason why I would rather use a tattoo machine is to optimize the time that I'm going to invest into practicing into these drill workbooks here. Here's what else you'll need along with a tattoo machine and some ballpoint cartridges. You'll want to pick an assorted book or multiple books depending on what you're wanting to practice. I will be leaving links for you down in the description below so you can check out these workbooks featured in this video on your end. You would want to get some tracing paper if you're not the type to practice directly in the book. You have two options. You could practice directly into the book, or you could put tracing paper over to preserve the pages. That will be fully up to you. I prefer to practice directly into the book, to each their own. Let's say you're not one to practice on paper. I get that, that's totally fine. You can also use fake skin, apply the fundamentals that I'm going to share with you in this video, and use these books right here. These are called Print to Practice. Within Print to Practice, you're going to see loads of print ready basic exercises here for beginners that you can practice. So volume 1, and then we have volume 2 as well. Loads of print ready exercises. Let's start where a lot of people fall apart. The Tattoo Journal Volume 1, 2, and 3 are designed for lighting exercises. So the idea is by the time we are done practicing within these workbooks, we would have been well acquainted with lining, being able to produce clean, solid, consistent, saturated lines. Once again, this right here is the area of tattooing where 90% of artists that I've seen fall apart completely. You can see that in the Tattoo Journal Volume 1, these first pages are all about different line directions to help us build that system of stability, learning how to anchor our hand, where we are comfortable, where we are not. That is the design of these here, to practice enough to figure out what we like and what we don't like. And you're going to see that throughout this book here, we get a bunch of different basic lining exercises going in multiple directions to help build that comfortability. This right here is where 90% of people fall short. It took me a very long time to realize that there actually are multiple moving components when it comes to lining that we need to align to get clean, solid, consistent, saturated work. What that means is we're going to have to align our hand speed to our voltage. We're going to have to pay attention to how quickly we're moving, how comfortable we are, the direction that we are going in. There is a chain of steps that need to happen, and every decision that we make within this chain of steps needs to be aligned for optimal results. For example, right here, I'm running at 4.5 volts. I'm going to stay there. Instead of moving too quickly or anticipating, right here is where that 90% falls short. This anticipation is what guides people to make different choices. So let's say if you're anticipating that the paper is going to tear, then you're going to be too light with your approach and approach it wrong. Let's say if you're anticipating the paper can hold up to immense pressure, then you're going to go straight in and blow the paper out. So anticipation, in my opinion, is where most tattoo artists fall short. So instead of anticipating, we have to go in and practice to get concrete information to work off of. So for example, it took me a long time to realize that I have to get comfortable and stabilize my hand, identify my point A, which you see right here, and I'm going to make it over to my point B, so that way I know the game plan. I need to identify that before I even get into creating the line. This is again where most fall short, is from a series of steps that are actually beneficial to their workflow. So what I would do is accommodate. I'm going to make sure that the paper is down, kind of like stretch-like motions. And then I'm going to start from my point A and then slowly make my way over to point B while trying to capture the pin integrity. I'm not going for perfection or anything like that. What I am trying to do is apply it as cleanly as I can while staying on line. I'm going to taper out. You can see I got uncomfortable there, and I'm going to continue building this line from here. So you can kind of see I'm figuring out how to hold my machine, how I'm stable, and what works for me. What's working for me is I'm using this part of my hand to anchor down to keep me from doing all of this. So that's my stable point. I'm not really having my pinky out, just that's enough for me. I have a good solid grip on my machine, so that way when I'm tattooing, my machine isn't doing this at all in micro increments. So make sure you have a good grip on your machine, and the direction that I'm pulling in, I have to make sure that that's comfortable. You can see that I have my left hand holding the paper in place, while my right hand lets the ink deposit, or lets the needle make its rounds that it needs to deposit the ink in a clean, solid, consistent, saturated manner. So these fundamentals all need to align in order to produce clean results. And this is that 90% where that I keep referring to that falls short, is that they'll overlook every single choice and then kind of just wing it, where some people move too fast, others aren't finding straight stability, probably because one of these fundamentals is off. You could be moving too fast. If you're getting like too much damage, you could be moving too slow. It really is going to be on a per person basis, so there's no one definitive answer. However, I say this a lot, especially within my fundamental tattoo handbook. There's no way around progress but through it. Anchor my hand, get comfortable, identify A to B. I have this much range of motion, so I'm not gonna work outside of that. Commit, let my needle make enough rounds so it deposits the ink in a clean, solid, consistent, saturated manner. Not by any means perfect, however, you get the idea. This can be on the go, anytime, any place practice. Up and down, diagonal, we get zigzag lines, a whole bunch of different exercises within these assorted tattooing workbooks. If lining's too weak for you, I get it. In volume 2, we go into, as you can see, dot work exercises. So right here, you can kind of see where I would go and start using my creative input to figure out a dot system that I like, which could take a little bit. We have to practice different textures, different dot work ideas, and see what's available, and then kind of work off of that. And this is a great place to kind of foundate your style of dot work that you want to get as an artist or want to work towards. And we can practice dot work straight within this workbook here, as you saw I did there, and I'm doing here. So it really is just a choice-based thing on what you need, what you want to improve on. Keep in mind, this extends, these drill workbooks extend to fur. They extend to even sculpting lines. If we take a look over here on this page, you can see that I'm practicing sculpting lines here by simply following this area. So now we're getting into a bit more of advanced lining technique, where if we need heavier line weights, this is how I would go about applying heavier line weights if I couldn't match the needle exact.
You get the idea. Just repeat accordingly.
You can see in volume 2, we're also focusing on curvatures here, as you see, which can be pretty difficult, especially in the early days. It's also important to remember that you can do this anytime, any place. Practice literally anywhere, as long as you have your tattoo machine and a workbook here, you are good to go. You can create clean lines and clean dot work, clean shades within these workbooks without breaking through the paper. You are on to a good start. You're definitely off to a good start. The way that I look at it is, if we could tattoo paper with ballpoint needle or pin needles like this, then it's highly likely we're going to be able to transfer those fundamentals to fake skin, working our way up gradually to human skin as we progress. It's a great fundamental, great building block to utilize. Even if you're already tattooing fake skin, practicing more is never bad. You can see I messed up right here. It's letting me know that I need to focus a little bit more before I commit to the line. You can see taper outs are important, so I'm learning those. Here's another drill workbook called Stencil Focus. Now this one's a bit more advanced and not really tailored to lining. However, for example, if you're trying to step outside of your comfort zone and you already have lining down but you're not really adequate with shading, you can see that this workbook is designed to give us a sort of stencil approach. So this is what it would this is like a mimic of a real stencil, and we essentially practice applying the stencil, as you can see I did on this side. So this is the original, this was mine. I'm not really too good when it comes to realism, so this book right here has definitely helped me understand where applying shading should go, why it should go there in different tones. Now, as I progress and keep doing it, I'm going to gradually accumulate information that I'm going to take with me and apply to my future tattoos, which is going to keep me in a constant progressive motion, keep me moving front. Same thing with this workbook here, Wildlife. Although it's not about lining, I'm trying to focus on stepping out of lining and get more like realistic here. So you can see there's a snake that I did that's an exercise from within this workbook. So Wildlife basically consists of different exercises that we can use to practice textures. For example, you can see right here on this line area, practicing textures is, if it's not something that you're comfortable with, it's something that you can get comfortable with in a very safe and fun way. So from here, to apply these textures, I'm going to pay attention to my stroke and figure out what looks best. So I'm going to give some time to provide some results here, so that way I have information to work off of. If I don't like certain textures, and I'm not really going to repeat that anymore, and I'm going to get to a place where I do like what I am producing. There's no way around progress but through it. So this is another way that you can also level up. Volume 1 and 2, the tattoo journals, are about basic lining. We have the up and down lines, the side to side, we have the zigzags. Volume 2, we have the curves, we have the spirals. And in volume 3, you can see now we're getting into actual application and technique. Here's a little floral design that was strictly applied with shading and mild lining right there, which is things that I picked up from the tattoo journal volume 1 and 2. Not so much the shading, but more so how I implemented the lining with this shading. So here's a last drill example. You can see here's a floral type of design. When we apply it, this is the results that I got right here. This is all within the tattoo journal volume 3. So we gradually make our way from basic lining exercises to more intermediate and advanced, and then we start making our way to the other fundamentals such as shading, dot work. You kind of get the idea. Stipple shading isn't so much taught in the volume 1 as it is in the shading journal series. So tattoo journals is more for lining. However, this is where that led me. Practicing these drills, developing these fundamentals led me to these exact results right here. Quick side note, depending on what you're wanting to practice specific would determine what book is best for you. If you're wanting to learn about tattooing, getting the Fundamental Tattoo Handbook would be the best way to go, as it's loaded with illustrative information to help you learn more about tattooing. Not only that, if you're wanting to practice lighting specific, then it's probably better to go with the Tattoo Journal Volume 1, 2, and 3 series. If you're wanting to learn shading, the Shading Journal Volume 1. That's if you're wanting to elaborate more and expand your abilities in those specific fundamental groups. If you're wanting a book that has them all, so that we can kind of carry it around and get the best of all worlds in one go, and you're not wanting to optimize a specific department, the Tattoo Practice Companion will be the best way to go for you, as it has a little bit of everything from packing, lining, it has shading, dot work, zigzags, the swirls, and everything in between. Here's the killer. People rush these drills like it's a race. You're not just practicing ink, you're training your timing, your muscle memory, and control. Speed comes later. Right now, nail the motion and lock in all of the fundamentals. Lock in the timing, lock in the hand speed and voltage, lock in allowing the needle enough time to do its job. All of this needs to be learned first before we kind of proceed to do anything else. If you got value from this video, consider hitting that subscribe button for me, and I will be bringing more videos breaking down the pages and what's to expect from these tattooing workbooks here. If you are using these assorted tattooing workbooks, tag me in your progress, as I want to see how you are developing. Should you have any questions, please feel free to drop a comment below. I'll do my best to assist in the best possible direction. Remember, clean lines do not come from talent, they come from training. Grab one of these assorted workbooks in the descriptions down below, and I'll go ahead and see you in the next drill. I hope you have a great day. Thank you for watching.